here. Make sure that's working. Make sure that's working. Mhm. Alright, I am live. Okay, great. Audio. Well, I'm not sure if I can adjust the music, so maybe I'll just continue without it. See how that works. Well, I'm not sure. Okay. I'll save the music for next time. It's not as important as what I want to show you. So today I am going live on a couple channels here. So wherever you're tuning in from, if you have a question, feel free to ask it and just tap in. And if I see it in the live chat, I'll make sure to answer it. You can ask anything about AI, design, marketing, stuff like this. That's the topic for today. And today I want to show you 3 different things. And if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in marketing, design, or something like this. And if you have a business, whoops, that's the wrong thumbnail. But if you have a business, you're probably interested in how to get more business, and you like money, you like clients, and that's a good combination. And so today, I'm going to show you how to improve a flyer design using AI. Um, my history and background, I've been in marketing. Let's see, 1 second here. Make sure everything is good on both channels here. Yep, that looks good. So my history with marketing and having a career in marketing, working in different agencies and stuff like this, you may not have that experience, but what you may have is the wherewithal to kind of beef up a brochure, a flyer, or something like this to get new customers. So that's why I'm creating this short video here, and just to show you what can be done, even if you're not a marketer, even if you're not a graphic designer, even if you didn't go to 4 art schools like I did, how to figure it out. So in this instance here, this is a flyer design, poor one, I guess you could say, for a pickleball cruise. Now, this is a real company. This is a real business that is established and is selling cruises. So this is not a mock or a spec brochure or something like this. This is actually real. And so what we're trying to do is optimize this or improve it or just expand upon it and make it better. And we're going to try to do it using AI. And I'll show you 3 different options, and I think all of them are free at the moment. So there's nothing stopping you from doing this. Now, when I immediately look at this, I'll bring it up on screen a little larger, I think, just to show you if you can see it here. To me, immediately, in my expertise and my background with this type of thing, I would say it's too wordy because it's not skimmable. It's very small text, and there's too many bullet points. These are different. Actually, these look like different size font type to be font size from this one to the next one. This looks bigger than this one for some reason. I'm not sure how that's even happening. This one to me is a different color. These are bold text right here. It might be the same font. It's close. If it is, it may be the same, but they're different colors, different thickness, different weight, stuff like that. And then down here, this is off kilter. It is not centered. It is off axis, right? So that's causing visual weight to be down here, and something just seems off. So it's an off-putting feeling. It's not something that when you look at it, it creates ease and comfort on your eyes. And it might be a small thing, it might be nuanced, but it's still there. And that's how we as humans are perceiving things when we look at design. We know what a good design is when we see it. We may not be able to well articulate about what is making it seem amateurish or unprofessional or whatever. But the point is, there's something wrong. So our aim today is try to fix this. And immediately when I'm looking at this brochure, this is the first time I'm looking at it and making my snap judgment recommendation. And I want to do this before I get into the AI to see how powerful this tool is, or if it conflicts with what I would have to say up front. So immediately I'm going to say that the text is too wordy. It's not skimmable. It needs to be spread out. Remove the bullet points. Some of this text is redundant. For example, it says here, lessons provided by renowned pickleball pro Andy Rubenstein. And then down here it says, again, I think I saw it here. exclusive pickleball seminars led by a renowned pickleball pro. To me, that's redundant, and it's basically saying the same thing twice. I would either remove one of these or try to optimize what that aims to say rather than have it in there twice. So it's too wordy, extraneous information. And then this picture is out of focus, and I think this is a real, I guess, maybe these are stolen from the internet. I don't know. But to me, that picture is blurry. It's unusable. I wouldn't use it. This looks like a stock photo from a Royal Caribbean cruise or something like that. There's a guy hanging off the side of the boat here. This one might be okay to keep. And then the top one is showing like a remote island location. But to me, I'm looking at this as that white text and that black text, and then this red or maroon type of text. This is all confusing. It's incongruent. I think it should be branded with the color palette of this business, which is right down here. It's very small. So we can scale it up a little bit so you can see in the corner. Whoops. So you can see the logo. It's like turquoise. Is that aqua? Turquoise gold, maybe a touch of orange as an accent color, tertiary. And then the dark blue, and it looks like they got black for the text. So I would use that color palette throughout. I wouldn't use red and this white right here on top of this ocean or this island area here. On some screens, like I'm using a couple different screens here. On a one screen, the FEBR is almost illegible because of the white sands behind it. And if they're printing this out, you may have issues on the printer paper too, depending on what medium they're using to convey this message. So these are the things I didn't notice right away. There's white, black, red. I would change this, keep it consistent, congruent throughout. So this is my snap judgment, my immediate problem that I have with this flyer here, and that's what I would change. Now I tell you that to say, oh, I'm going to punch this into AI and see what it can come up with, see if it could do better than what I have to say about it. And maybe it's going to be spot on, exactly saying the same things. We're going to find out. So the next section here, it says 7-night Western Caribbean cruise leaving from Miami. More details about the trip. This is like, let's see, Royal Caribbean stops in these different places here. Perfect day at Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean Private Resort. This is pretty wordy again. And then again, there's no value comparison here. Pricing starts at $18,0168 per person. And then disclaimer, price include mandatory tax and fee. There's no call to action. There's nothing that says sign up now, do something now, whatever. So they're already missing out. And there's no QR code. There's a link to the website here. Actually, there's not a link to the website. There technically is, but it's not listed properly. As you can see down at the bottom, if this is all one word, and that is the URL, bucket list luxury travel, which is very wordy, .net, then it's not connected. There's spaces here. So that's unusual. You're used to seeing www. So that's another thing I'll fix. The phone number should be proper format with the parentheses around it and have some kind of phone icon or something like that if the phone number is on there. The email, maybe it doesn't need to say email there. Maybe it could be icon, get the information across quicker. info@bucketListLuxuryTravel.net. And maybe you don't need it. Maybe you just need a QR code that goes right to the website or something. So these are the problems. Oops, whoa. Butterfingers. These are the problems that I see immediately with it really quickly. And if there's other problems, let's let the AI do it and see what it can come up with. So there's 3 different methods to do this, and one is directly integrated into a platform called Abacus, which can use Claude or Sonnet or any of these other systems to generate AI for you. Now, the second one is Canva, and the third one is new to me. It's called Gamma, which is basically something like Canva, but in a different regard. It's got some new features and some other things. I just signed up for it today. I just found out about it last night. So I'm going to try it for the first time, see how that works. So first thing, go to Canva. Ironically enough, I made this thumbnail for the live stream that you're watching today with AI magic, right? So basically told it what I wanted, say, hey, make a thumbnail talking about leveraging AI for your business, and boom, it created this. I added my logo, my branding to it, and added my style color palette to my brand guide, and boom, there it is. It's not the best looking thumbnail ever, but it created this thing in a few seconds, and so it does work, and there's no reason it wouldn't work for this brochure or anything else too. So I'm going to go back. Let's see if I can go back to the main page here. These are other examples that I came up with when I wanted a thumbnail. However, it's too plain and very simple. So what I wanted to do is add some graphics and some imagery to it to make it look different. So this is going to be a short stream here, and I'm just going to go through this just to show how this stuff works. I'm experiencing this for my first time here using some of these platforms myself. So I'm doing it just to learn a little bit and have something to offer to clients and maybe teach somebody else how to do this. And so that's it. So let me go back here and then just showing you a couple different examples of what it created based on my prompt. So now I'm going to go back to the main page and let's start fresh. And if you have a pro Canva account, it'll use AI credits that you're paying for. So if you don't have a pro Canva account, I'm not sure what this is going to look like for you, but sure, it's entirely up to you. I don't have an affiliate link or anything for that, but everybody knows what Canva is, so feel free to try this for yourself. It's got some preset templates here showing what you can do with AI. It's going to show you some different options and templates that you might have. And then you might want to cross these out to start with. So basically, you're going to describe the idea. So basically, we're looking at that brochure. It is a travel brochure. Let's just prompt it what to do. Say make a travel brochure for luxury cruises offering a, this is called pickleball themed cruise that offers professional instruction. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the brochure here just really quickly to grab the more details about it. We know it's a pickleball cruise. It says February 15th to the 22nd. That's coming up soon. So I'm going to type that in. All the information that I want to highlight on here, if this were a PDF document, I could just grab it, copy and paste, and plug it in there. I'm just going to type in some of this stuff just for the sake of time, and then maybe add it later, just so we're not wasting time here. So pickleball cruise, February 15th through 22nd. Through 22nd of 2026. So once I get all this information here, I want to feed it to the software so it knows these are important things to use. Otherwise, if it's not, I'll leave it out. So for example, when I mentioned earlier, Andy Rubenstein, whoever this is, I wouldn't put it in there twice. Some of the stuff is asserted and like extraneous. Maybe it doesn't need to be said, right? So let's just see what we want to add in here, what we want to take away. Daily pickleball open play and skilled instruction. That might be understood, really. Professional lessons, pro Andy Rubenstein. Professional instruction, maybe I'll add this here. By pro, and I'll put in quotations, Andy Rubenstein. Steinstein. I misspelled that wrong. That's the date. Whoops. That's me. Whoop. Keep clicking on the wrong thing there. There we go. Private group, court time, limited group size for personalized experience, exclusive local pickleball experience import with transportation and local tour. That might be interesting. Daily group activities and social media. I'll put that in there. What else here? Transportation, pickleball seminars, commemorative gift bundle. That's important. Let's see what else we got here. Group dining option, that's important. Private group training equipment, not sure what that is, and so much more. So let's just say dining options on port. It said something like off ship activities, and a lot more. And then I'll make a second paragraph here. So that's basically the first section here. And then the second one, 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. Let's see. It is a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. Spelled Caribbean wrong. 2 B's. Yes. And then leaves from Miami, Florida. Okay. So that's important. You need to know where to leave from. And from Miami. And then the pricing. It stops in these different places, but I think, maybe I'll leave that out just for now. It's a Royal Caribbean cruise. Did I mention that? A luxury Royal Caribbean cruise. Maybe that's important. I spelled it wrong again. 1R. Okay. And then make a call to action. That should be obvious, but if you don't know anything about marketing, that's really important. And there's not one here. So pricing starts at $1,800 per person. Make a call to action showing a great value at $1,800 per person. And then the fine print and this other stuff here that we're talking about, price includes tax and fees. I can add all that stuff later. Then logo, website URL, email, and phone number. We'll add a space for that too. Let's just say have a placeholder for business contact information. Doot. So that's going to be email, phone number, and a spot for a QR code. I'm going to recommend the QR code. It's newer technology, but it's really useful. People do use them. I've seen that. We, in our business, the restaurant, we have them on the tables. So they do work. People use them. It's a real thing. And I'll add a spot for the QR code. And let's just see what it comes up with. So now we've entered the information here. I'm going to copy it so I can use it in other apps that I'm about to show you here. So I'm going to copy that. And then we'll just hit, what are we doing here? A travel brochure. Do we need to specify any of these type of things here? Size, documents, add images, or whatnot. So I want to see what's going to come up with first. So I'm just choosing the design here. What type of design is it? There's some options here, what you can choose here. I do have access to the logo, but it's going to be a brochure. So I'm going to choose social media and try to make it a vertical orientation. And in the case they want to print it or something like that, that will be all set for that, really. So I don't want to choose any of these other ones here. Marketing, it's possible you could choose this one, but I don't see just yet. Okay, maybe flyer. So maybe there is a spot for that. So I've chosen design, marketing, format, flyer. Later on, you can add stuff to it, or you can add logos and files for reference or something like that. But as the first step, I just want to see what it comes up with on its own and just see what happens. And I can change stuff later. It's easy to change colors, easy to change font style, elements, and this type of thing. So I just want to see what it comes up with on its own. And I'll just choose flyer. And now it looks like it's ready to go. Like I say, I'm just going to let it rip and see what happens. Otherwise, I can add that brochure up in here or see what it comes up with using that as a reference. So first off, I'll just do it like this. And the only other thing I want to add in here is give it like a tropical type theme, because I think that's important. Somewhat tropical style theme, because if you don't tell it, I don't know, maybe it's going to go off the rails and choose something else. You have a tropical style theme using light blues and slight gold as an accent, maybe. Okay, so we've given it the parameters, if you will, and then the instruction on what to do here. I'm going to recopy this again so I could use it in the other app quicker. And then just hit this arrow, and here's what it's doing. It's going to use AI. I'm not really sure which LLM or what model they're using for this, but it does it pretty quickly, and it uses the credits from your pro account. So it usually only takes about 20, 30 seconds here. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so there you go. Immediately, this looks way different than the original design we could see here. So which one do you prefer? Obviously, there's less content going on in the ones that Canva created, so it's less wordy, it's more skimmable. I didn't ask it to do this calendar, this type of thing, so maybe that's not ideal because I don't have that information on what happens on each day. This one looks more like a presentation. It's kind of boring, milk toast looking, really. This one's okay. However, the image that it's using here, um, it's not a real photo. It's like a tropical image that looks like AI design, but it's almost like a binder presentation or something. So I don't even like this one either. This one's okay. It looks like a little bit like clip art though, and I don't think that matches the theme of what a luxury pickleball cruise is. So I kind of don't like any of them, and I'm going to see what happens if I can. Let's see what my options are here. Modern colors, add a tropical cruise ship image, apply brand kit, or more designs. I'm going to choose more designs, and if I need to, I'll add some photos and other things to it. Let's just see what happens with this one. Give it a second here. And now while I'm doing that, I'm going to jump over to this one called Gamma. This is gamma.app, which is very similar to Canva in such a way. And I'm going to paste in the other prompt for this one. So basically, same type of thing. Use AI to create a design. Here are the options here. You could paste in your text. Again, if I had this brochure as a PDF and like take all this text here and just grab all this text and paste it in there, that's one way to do it. Import file or URL. You could just take somebody's web page and paste that in there and try to create a document from a web page or a template. I'm not really sure how that works because I haven't used this app before. And then it looks like, what is this? Studio mode, use images to tell a story that flow together. So I would say generate. And from the prompt, if you hit generate, let's see what happens. And I'll paste in this one. So now I got that set. Let's go back to Canva for a second. Okay. Next options. Okay. It's basically just recycling these ones and shifting stuff around. So it's basically taking that one, moving over here, this one here. Same type of theme principle of this one with the calendar and that stuff. So it's like not ideal. It's kind of just shifting stuff around. So let's pause that for now. Let's see if this one can do any better before we start putting time and effort into working on this one and try to fix it. So let's see what happens. Gamma, this one. What do we want to create? Presentation. This is going to be either, I want to say social because a document is a text. I don't think I want to choose document there as text. Social. Is this going to be a, let's see, that looks like a story, 9x16. What happens if we choose web page? Presentation. Do we get the size to choose? Tall. That's the only option here. Classic. Studio. Every card is a single image with embedded text. Edit by asking AI. Flexible cards with AI text. Okay, well, document. What are the options? I guess we'll choose A4 letter. 10 cards. Cards are like sections. So I'm not sure. Again, this is the first time using this software, and it was recommended by AI agent or like an AI tool. Cards are like sections, so I guess it's saying how many sections do you want. I'll choose 3, and I think that what it's going to do is take that page and split it up into top, header, body, footer, something like that. And maybe that's going to do it. Let's just see what happens because I don't know. You got presentation, web page, document, and social. So I'm going to choose presentation. Web page rather. No, document. Yeah, letter. Just making sure I got all that stuff set up. Size of a letter, which is basically a flyer. And then I've got that prompt in there. I'm going to hit edit. That should say submit, really. Anyways, prompt editor. Okay. Okay. So here's some options here. Let's see what's happening here. This is a letter. Okay, so after you pass that first stage with the prompt, now it's going to give you some more options here on the sidebar, it looks like. So I'm going to go over here to format and just see what happens if I chose, because I don't want it to create text. I want it to create a brochure, but I don't see the option for brochure. You follow me? So what I'm trying to do here is create it the right way. So I'm just trying to see what makes sense here. right for, this is the demographic, okay? Right for affluent adults and active retirees who enjoy luxury cruises and social sports experiences, especially pickleball enthusiasts. Great. So as long as it gets that tone and knows who our audience is, that could be great. The tone, luxurious, upbeat, inviting, clear, vivid description with a friendly sales tone. That's good too. Visuals, AI images, choose one of our popular themes below. Okay, so if I don't like any of these, what are my options? I wanted something that's like sort of blue. View more. Search for a theme. Okay, I'm looking for something that's somewhat blue. A little bit, maybe this one, blue, or something lighter and softer. Maybe this one. Okay, this is a body check, so you can choose fonts, colors, images later in the theme editor. You can also create your custom branded theme. Okay, so that's showing you what the buttons will look like. That's what the text will look like, that kind of thing. All right, I'll choose that one and see how it goes. And then AI images, sources, automatically. Let's see what it can do. You got options for stock photos, automatic, web images, AI images or illustrations, GIFs, placeholders, and then add your own images. I'll just choose automatically. And format. So I think I have everything set up. Optional instruction. Let's see here. Freeform lets you scale or shrink your content as many cards as you want. For example, you can turn a long document into a concise presentation. So specify the content in each card. So I'm not sure if I want 1 card or 3 cards here, but I think I'm just going to let it rip with what I have here. It says 10 cards for 400 credits. I'll just choose 3 because I'm not sure what it's going to do. So for now, I'm going to hit that. It's giving me 400 credits to use and as a trial account. So let's just see what happens with this one. Give it a second. There you go. Look at it go. Come on, robot. Do my bidding. I summon thee. Work for me. You made your first gamma. All right. It's easy to customize, edit, and share your gamma. I'm sure. I'm sure it is. So this is okay. So now because I've chosen the website, I see what it's doing is creating strips and sections of the website. So perhaps if I had chosen a flyer or a different format, maybe it wouldn't be showing me cards, they call it, or strips or whatever. So, all right. Let's see here. Gamma uses cards to contain your content. There you go. It's like website blocks. So basically these are strips, I think, and it's kind of formatting it in that way. And I just want the thing to be like a PDF or like a flyer or something. So maybe I chose the wrong thing. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. You can grow and shrink to fit your content. And then it says every card is editable blocks, just like I said. There you go. Blocks can be anything from text, images, and diagrams. Click anywhere to edit the block and make it yours. Now, let's see if I can export it. Even though it's a website, if I can export it as a brochure, then I'd be all right with it. So here's some other options here. Okay, it's just showing me some other things I can do. Toolbar, add videos, charts, graphics, diagrams, smart layouts, images, basic blocks. Okay. So this one did create a website. To me, it looks better than what Canva would do for sure because it has that structure and that formatting. For example, it's got like a better area for a call to action with a button. The contact information is more concise, and it's got some sort of call to action here telling somebody don't miss out in once in a lifetime opportunity. Book the thing today. Spaces are filling up. Some fear of missing out here. So this is good, but again, it's like a website type of document. And let's see if I can change this. Let's see if I can change it. Theme? Nope, that would be the style. So if I go to the agent, let's just see if I can change this thing to flyer or brochure. Whoops. Let's see how that works. And this is going to be, what is it called? A2 or like 8.5 by 11. type of size, and let's see if it comprehends what I'm asking it to do. Change the design to fit a flyer or brochure 8.5 by 11 in size. Vertical. Whoops. Let's see what happens. There's some other options here. These are like presets. So let's see what happens with this. Send to AI. This is going to cost me 10 credits to do this. Let's see what it's going to do here. Okay. Page setup. Done. I've converted your deck to 8.5 by 11 vertical letter format, optimized for printing as a flyer brochure. The content will now scale and reflow to fit the standard page dimensions. Need any adjustments to fit the content? Okay, I see what it did. It created everything on these cards. These cards are what their Canva would say is like a canvas. So these cards are created. There's 3 different cards here. So now let's just see if I can just tell the thing, I don't want it on 3 cards, I want it on 1. Let's just see, get out of here. Let's see if I can do this. Condense. The 3 cards down to just 1. Keep proper spacing and formatting. Just basically say make it all fit on an 8.5 by 11 page. And then I'll hit submit. Let's see what happens. So I guess it's costing you 10 credits every time you submit a query. So let's just see what happens. It's doing its thing. Maybe. It says editing, so it's kind of shifting some stuff around. Original modified. So let's see. Choose a variation. Originally looks like this. Modified looks like this. Well, if this is the only 2 options, I would prefer this one. And now let's see what is some option here. Card styling. I'm just reading this. Overlay colors, background images, different layouts. Edit with AI. Okay, so let's just see here. So it's more skimmable now. It's less. It does have a lot of content on there. I'm looking at this right here. I didn't tell it to put any of this stuff here, and I actually said 1800, right? So this is wrong. I don't know where it's getting this information from because I did tell it 1800 per person. But the idea of segmenting this stuff, it did pretty well because now it's skimmable, and these are broken up into sections. So remember, our original design is just jumbled text. Everything is wordy and like jumbled together and cramped together. So I would say this did a pretty good job of segmenting stuff into buckets and different like blocks and things like that to get it to be more readable and skimmable and more consumable as somebody that's reading the content here. I would, however, change it to have some more photos on here. And I guess I can add these photos in by choosing different images and this type of thing and changing the colors here. And I was looking to see if there's a way that it can automatically do that using the agent here to just say add some photos in here. And so I could try it that way. Now, I would say that this did a better job than Canva did when it comes to that part of it. But Canva did a visual job, kind of taking the information that I have, using that same information and just kind of adding some different elements to it, right? So it's not ideal, neither one of them. And I think I could do a better job. I know I could do a better job. I was just trying to see if it's possible to do it quickly and in the click of a button. So knowing what I want to do, how would I change this stuff? Well, really, I would just use better photos and I would fix these problems that I'm aware of, that how to fix them and make that work. And so basically, if I could do it manually, it wouldn't take long at all, really. I would just swap out these photos for something that's higher quality, something that has more aesthetic And I could do that in Canva just by dragging and dropping those images here. And I'll do that in just a second as a placeholder here. Really just trying to see if we can use AI as quick and as efficient as possible to get it to do something that we don't know how to do, right? So if you didn't know a lot of these things and you just typed in what you wanted to fix, well, this doesn't do a great job of exactly what it is. So in that regard, it does fail. I would say that I'm going to do a couple more flyer designs to see if it's going to give any other better result or something like that. And also the brand kit. I'm not sure if I have the logos for this company here. I think I do, but I'm not sure of what their text is. But I'm gonna just get it to do one more rendering of another group and see if any of these are usable. And if not, I'll just recreate it for myself. Give it a second while that's loading. Okay, so it came up with some more designs, and none of these are great. It's really just recycling the same information here, trying different layouts, blocking, and things like this. To me, this doesn't look like a good brochure. It doesn't look like something somebody would find interest in and pick up and read it. It looks more like a template, cookie cutter template for a presentation or slide deck or something like that. None of them look great to me, really, truthfully. So I think what I will do, because none of them really look that. This one's the closest one that really has some semblance of what we're trying to offer, which is pickleball and cruises and things like this, right? So I just want to see what happens if I just choose add a tropical cruise ship image. Probably not much really, because this one, really this is the closest one to it because it's got a ship and pickleball and something else in there. So yeah, it's not changing. That's a great looking image there, but um, it's still too templatey and cookie cutter, and it looks like Canva, and it looks like it's something that is cut and paste and stuff. And I think that people are going to realize that. Maybe they'll turn away from it. Maybe they won't even pick up the brochure at all. And I think that maybe the best way to proceed is just build it yourself. You can give it some feedback and say if it's good or bad or whatever. You can kind of guide the LLM or the software to know what's good and what's bad by you prompting it. And if you hit the pencil here, you can change some things, like if it's improper text or whatever, you can click on this stuff and tell it to change to be something else, right? Um, so this one, for example, like you have the phone number here. If you were to type in your own phone number, just say, what is the number? 619-366-9965 or something like that, and then hit select. Okay, it's changing it. So you're not technically using the canvas, you're just making some small basic changes to it. So far, this is the closest one I like. I think I really like this picture here, but so far it's not ideal. And so I'm going to work on it. I'm going to create some images that I think would be great for pickleball and a luxury cruise and try to put that stuff together and just map it out in Canva, not using AI, and just basically doing it from the editor um, as starting from scratch, because I don't think these give me the results that I want. And especially if this is going to be like an ad or something that's going to attract people and clientele and people to be interested in a cruise, this doesn't do it. So you need some more images. It needs to be visual. And so in that regard, both of these apps failed. Now the third one I didn't get into was just basically going to what's called Abacus, which is like AI, kind of like Chat GPT. You would just talk to it, tell it how to optimize the image or whatever. So let's basically do that really quickly. And that'll be the end of the stream. And then what I'm going to do is basically just do it from scratch and then maybe make a part two that kind of shows like, let me go back to the chats here, make a part two talking about how to build out that Canva design and what I chose and what I think would work better than what this person has designed. So maybe fixing these issues And just using the existing photos and kind of updating the text and making it less wordy is an option. I can present that to the client and say, hey, this is what I've done, and I made everything look more organized and suitable, because this style and this theme that we have here looks decent. It's just too wordy, and people like the photos and they can envision that when they're emotional about their travel experience and wanting to go on a cruise. That looks appealing more so than this right here, or like this basic, like, or even this right here. There's no images and there's nothing that presents itself as something interesting, right? Or luxurious or whatever. There's nothing that supports that. This, however, did a good job of organizing things and putting it into blocks, but the information is wrong, except for maybe this is correct right here, but the pricing is wrong, other things, and everything that I told it was actual, it's wrong. So kind of failed there too. But it did segment this stuff, and maybe it's something you can work on by removing some stuff, adding some more photos. But to me, it's more work for that than it is to figure out a new program and how to work with it, than it is just to fix it in Canva and start from scratch. So either one of these are kind of bogus and did not work. Sometimes like that. And sometimes you'll spend time prompting and figuring out different ways to do something, because if you have to teach it and train it to do something a certain way, you are in control and at the helm, and you're going to have to figure out how to prompt it and how to get it to work. Sometimes like that, you have to iterate. So basically, let's just see here. This one, I prompted it and I was talking to it last night saying, here's how to optimize this brochure. So what I'm going to do is I say, I'm going to upload a document. And I don't know if this is going to work either, but it should. And I say, I'm going to upload an image. Let's see. Again, it's not a PDF. And to prompt it to be an expert marketer, and then tell me what needs to be fixed, and maybe, let's see, yeah, tell me what needs to be fixed and how it needs to look to increase conversions and get people to sign up. Spelled that wrong. And so when I started at the beginning of this live stream, I was saying that, like, these are the things that I would fix, right? The QR code. Let me bring up the brochure so you can see what I'm talking about here. I would fix these things immediately. It's not skimmable. It's too wordy. The images are a little blurry and out of focus. And this section here is like kind of not useless, but it's just too much. And it needs to be more concise. And it doesn't have a QR code. And then also it needs to be more on brand with the contact information and whatnot. And then fixing this stuff up here, right? So that's what I think, my professional opinion. And now that I'm going to upload this document, Pickleball Flyer JPEG, let's see if it's going to say the same exact thing and see if I'm right and see what its recommendations are. So I've got that prompted, and I'll upload the file. And let's just see if it's going to do it from here. Let's see, where did I save that? Pickleballflyer.jpg. And then I'll close out the stream, because this is kind of showing. Let's just see, Pickleball Flyer, here it is, and I'll upload it. And now it'll take a second just to get that uploaded, and then we'll see what happens from here. And let it think for a second. And in this case, it's routing from the LLM to ChatGPT 5.1. It can use different methods like Claude and Sonnet and these other AI tools, but at this one, it's using ChatGPT to kind of refine it and give it some direction or whatever. So sometimes it's going to take up to a minute or two. Okay, here's a good example. Wow, it's getting a little wordy there. Okay, still going. All right, here we go. Let's review this really quickly here. Headline is generic. Too much small, same weight text. bullets are long and repetitive, just like I was saying. The eye doesn't know where to go first. It's weak, unclear, call to action, urgency, like I was saying. Limited space, reserved now, is small, grammatically off, and not specific. No clear direction, right? Do this next. What? Do what? Call, email, visit website. What? Prices aren't framed well. The price is buried in a paragraph. There's no deposit info to reduce friction. Friction meaning when a person is wanting to make a purchase, do they have resistance to the offer? No XYZ near the price to make it feel like a deal. That could be price comparison or something like that. Benefits and features are mixed together. You listed what's included, but not the experience will feel like, because people buy with emotion. They want to know what it feels like. So, what's the thing here? Who would I meet? Andy Rubenstein, or whatever his name is. How much will how much will my game improve? Right? That's undisclosed. I don't really know. What makes it different from any other cruise with a few courts? Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Visual hierarchy is weak. 3 strong photos compete, beach, players, and ship. So colors aren't defining each section. So how do you structure the new flyer? Let's see. It's going to ask you for the hook, the dates, and the primary call to action. The goal is tell them what it is, why it's awesome, and when. Showing the headline, and then that case would be pickleball cruise with something benefit driven. For example, play pickleball in paradise, 7-night Caribbean cruise. So it's fixing all these problems and showing you the reason from a marketing perspective why we need to fix these things. And it's breaking it down right here. So basically what I will do from this point is using this software here, or this text response, is copy this information, like for the scarcity and like call to action here, only several cabins available, reserve with a deposit by this date or whatever. So I'm going to copy that and then go into Canva and then paste it and then restructure it in the software itself. So basically choose a template to start from or a size or something like that and just paste that text and move stuff around. So basically you see how that's one way that fixes the problem. You're still going to have to know how to move stuff around and kind of utilize the software. And if Canva makes it easy enough and people know how to use it, it's pretty much as simple as using this information here and then just kind of copy and paste it, moving stuff around. There wasn't really an option that would fix it for me using this software, but it says right here, I can rewrite the entire flyer in a ready to paste text layout for Canva or Gamma, showing the page sections, headings, exact wording, or help you create a 2-sided version front and back. So from this one, I'm just going to say, hey, go ahead and create a ready to paste text layout. And then I'll just copy that and paste it and then kind of redesign that software. Redesign the flyer from scratch using the Canva. And I think that'll work the best and that'll be the quickest. So I'll say, go ahead and share the ready to paste updates for Canva. So in both terms, it's really like this one here, this Gamma, whatever. And the Canva one, to some extent, is trying to fix the issues that are on the brochure itself. But this one is using a marketing perspective. So I love this Abacus. This is a great software. And so I've used it for a lot of things just to help and guide and assist kind of what. Oh, so here you go. Here's another example right here. Now it's telling to add a QR code. And I said that right up front at the beginning of the stream here. I would use it. And interestingly enough, this one didn't say anything about QR code here on this software, nor did Canva. But the Abacus software said it because it's using ChatGPT and I told it to be a marketing expert. So it's looking for things like call to action, QR codes, and things like that to help convert sales. And so logo, now it's saying, hey, place the logo in the top right corner or centered at the very bottom to anchor the brand. The pro photo, instead of a small photo of people playing, try to find a high quality photo of pickleball court on a cruise ship or bright sunny court to make it a secondary focal point. I said that right up front. I said these photos are blurry, unprofessional, wouldn't use them. So it's kind of using that perspective. Now I'll work on that, and that's going to be near the end of the stream here, but I just want to show you. That this software can do all sorts of stuff here. I'm going to put it in the link here and pin it to the comments if you're interested, and I'll put it in the description because I think this software is awesome. It's a bargain, and it's better than using ChatGPT by itself and other software because this one allows you to do all kinds of things. It's like an aggregator. So basically, going back to the homepage, I guess you could say. Let's see. They call it LLM. Okay, here you go. So going back to here, you can get this thing to do anything, and you can just type in your prompt. And now to export something, you can use all different types of aggregated software, rendering software. So basically, if you wanted to render AI video or generate some images, you can do that too. So basically, if you tell it to do something and you want to create an image, you can export in many different formats. So, for example, you can use HeyGen or Sora or Veo, any of these type of things using all these different softwares. And it's going to try to choose the best one for you. But as you can see, if we show all of them here, you can see it's using all these different AI type of software. Gemini 3 Pro, Nano Banana, Grok, Claude Sonnet, a ton of them, too many to list. Claude Opus, and then even it's got like for videos and image generation, it's got even more. And I think you have to be in a different section to show it, like for the image generation. But it's got a ton of them, like Midjourney, like it's got all of them. It's got all of them, and so you can do all kinds of stuff with this program and application, and it's a bargain for what you pay monthly to use all these different softwares. And of course, it's a credit-based system, and the credit-based system is basically like if we were to generate a video, let's see, here's an example. So if I were to type in, maybe you want to make a video for this brochure or something like that for a social media ad, here's all the different softwares we can use. We can use Sora, Wan, Seedance, Hailuo, Wan, Kling AI, Luma Labs, Runway, Veo, all this different stuff, and by just choosing which we want to use and then setting the parameters here. Now it works on a credit-based system, just like all these ones do. So you can get credits by referring other people and having other people join up using your referral link, just like the one I just shared in the comment section here, and I'll put it in the description if you're interested. I think it's awesome software, and it's great to take advantage of this stuff. So I'll just pause it right there, and then for the next stream that I'll do, I'm going to show the update on this brochure here where I left off and try to fix this brochure. Just doing it manually. And sometimes AI is not the best solution, but it can give you the guidance on how to fix something maybe. And until I find a better solution, just try to do it manually and then give an update there and show the difference between what this looks like now and how it will look once I fixed it. So thanks everybody for watching and tuning in. And anybody that find this video useful, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel to help support the channel itself. All right. I hope you have a great weekend here.